His Excellency Mr. Ahmed Abulgaid, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Egypt. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Madam President, I am pleased to communicate to this conference the speech of His Excellency Mohammed Hosni Mubarak, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, and I quote, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I address this meeting from two vantage points. First, Egypt's chairmanship of the non-aligned movement, NAM, whose states comprise almost two-thirds of the parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. And last July, at the NAM summit in Sharm el-Sheikh, leaders of the movement expressed their determination to make this conference a success and reaffirmed their commitment to the full and effective implementation of the convention in accordance with the main elements of the Bali Action Plan, so as to place the world on the right path to assist the efforts of developing countries in their quest to adapt with the adverse effects of climate change and reduce their GHG emissions, with the support of developed countries who bear the prime responsibility for climate change and who possess the financial and technological tools needed to face it. Secondly, Egypt aspires, as all developing countries, to achieve higher growth rates and sustainable development, while at the same time facing the negative effects of climate change, in particular the phenomena of coastal erosion and the scarcity of water resources that flow to the Nile River. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are faced with a historic opportunity to forge an international consensus on facing the threats and challenges of climate change. Our success rests on our ability to conclude a fair, balanced and ambitious deal whose parameters could be summarized as follows. First, respecting the principles, provisions and commitments set forth in the UNFCCC, in particular the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities. Second, agreeing on a specific long-term goal to reduce emissions in a way that rises to the severity and the gravity of the challenges and threats confronting the global environment, and at the same time recognizes the special situation of developing countries as they are the most vulnerable and least capable of facing the repercussions of climate change. Third, strengthening the capacity of developing countries to adapt with the negative impacts through an effective international effort in a manner that matches actions with words and allocates the necessary and needed funding while giving priority to the most vulnerable, especially in Africa. Fourth, all developed countries should commit to specific targets to reduce their emissions. Developed countries, parties to the Kyoto Protocol, should assume their responsibilities under a second ambitious commitment period of the protocol, in addition to their national or regional goals. Fifth, a mechanism should be developed to allow developing countries to voluntarily register their nationally appropriate mitigation actions, NAMA. This mechanism should ensure as well the registration and verification of the support provided by developed countries. Sixth, the establishment of an effective international mechanism aimed at providing new and additional resources, technology transfer, and capacity building to support the implementation of adaptation actions in developing countries in accordance with the obligations of developed countries under the Convention. Seventh, it is necessary to review the measures we will agree on within a specific period of time that is agreed upon in order to assess their effectiveness, as well as the degree of compliance of all parties to the Convention, especially developed ones. Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt has adopted a package of policies to ensure the availability of renewable sources of energy to meet the growing requirements of development through increasing the utilization of renewable energy resources, which will account for 20% of our total energy production reduction by 2020. We have set a target of 20% efficiency in energy consumption from the current levels by 2022. Despite the fact that UNFCCC has entered into force 15 years ago, we must acknowledge that the implementation has not, as of yet, matched the level of the threats we are confronting. We are at a historic crossroads that will shape the future of humanity. The path is still long. However, I do look forward that here in Copenhagen we will be able to take new and bold steps in the right direction. Thank you. Peace be upon you all. This was the statement made by His Excellency President Hosni Mubarak of the Arab Republic of Egypt. Thank you.